Yeah, so I'm riding home and I'm just listening to this whole Booker T and Swerve Strickland issue that came up because Swerve Strickland had some issues with the way he felt like he was handled and other black wrestlers are handled in the WWE. Now, it's funny because this happens a lot with our older generation, with a lot of people in our community. We internalize stuff, we personalize it, and we take offense. You know what I'm saying? We feel attacked and we feel like we got to stand up not just for ourselves, but for the things that we allowed or the things that we put up with. And that's what Booker did, because Booker immediately went to the fence of the WWE. I worked here for 20 years and I felt like that I've never been mistreated. I ain't been mistreated wrong. And Sir Strickland said, what about that time Vince McMahon said the N-word in front of you? Now, when he said this, Booker went off. He had a whole tirade.
Bonds for the company for a long time, and I know I've been treated fair for the last 20 years.
That's not what happened when Vince said the N-word in front of you. That's not being treated fair.
How you doing?
Yeah. What's good in the hood?
Just holding it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, I'm a nigga.
My opinion. And to that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of like 2-3 years from not seeing black talent even getting single matches on PLEs and stuff like that. It's not.
All I did for Swerve Strickland ever was put him over and put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there that ever did it. He deserved being the AEW champion. And for him to say something like that about me, I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. Okay, you may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T because I handled racial issues head first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland perhaps would not even be here if it wasn't for me. I have to apologize for nothing that I've done in this business because I've gone out there and literally represented in the ring, out of the ring, from day one all the way to this day in 2025. Okay, you speak on Vince McMahon and him saying the N-word. You want me to be angry black man in the company. You want me to not open doors and make spaces for people like you. That's what you want me to do. Swerve Strickland, I hope you're never going to be in the movies. I hope you're never going to be on a movie set. Because you might hear somebody say the N-word. And if you got a problem with it, they're going to tell your ass to get the hell out of here. Because this is a movie, all right? And I'm upset. I'm upset because, more importantly, I'm disappointed at Swerve Strickland. Because what I told him, and I'll repeat it, just like I repeated it to him, you got played. You got played, bro. You got played. You let that man play you and pit you against me and me against you. I don't know how many stories you ever heard about that on Vlad TV, but it's many of them. It's many stories out there about the black man against the black man because Vlad is pitting them against each other. I don't know how many people you heard that's got locked up from the federal perspective about going on Vlad TV. I don't know what the hell you doing on Vlad TV, first of all. What have you done to be on Vlad TV, okay? That's just my opinion on that. And as far as Swerve Strickland, just like I say, and me having the energy, the veracity, I got all that because I'm still 6'3" tall, 230 pounds of romping, stomping, grave, damn, digging, destruction, jack.
Now after listening to that, Booker, shut your ass up. Listen, my man, listen, shut up. Ain't nobody ask all that. You know what I'm talking about? We know what you went through. We know what you did. The point of it is that he taking a stance on what he believed and you took a stance. Your stance was, I'm going to go along to get along. I ain't saying Booker ain't never lay hands on nobody in the back or he wouldn't have stood up for himself. Booker from H-Town. He a Texas boy. He used to wrestle at the Sportatorium in Dallas before he blew up. So I know he will. We don't lay down for stuff like that. But you went along to get along. You felt like, let me show my athleticism and my temperament so I can open the doors for other black wrestlers to get in. That's what you did. That's what you did. For some brothers, they would be like, nah, I need somebody that's going to speak up more. Now that ain't what you want to do, and maybe that was wrong. Maybe you right. You know what I'm saying? But what you actually did is you lashed out another black man for how he personally felt about the situation. Then you told him that, oh, you got played. Vlad played you against me. Vlad didn't play you against him. He asked him a question. Because when he spoke his truth and he said how he felt about his treatment in the WWE, and it's not new. Booker, you won your world championships in WCW. And then you came to WWE, they let you get the side belt, the WCW championship again. You never won the WWE championship. King Booker with the WWE championship would have been dope. You were talented enough. You were good enough. You was big enough. The fact that John Cena got the belt 14, 15 times, Randy Orton 14, Triple H 17 times, Ric Flair even you could have got the belt a couple of times in that time frame. That's neither here nor there. And I'm not saying this makes Vince McMahon or Stephanie or anybody in them exclusively racist. I just think some people are biased. They may have some biases, or they may believe that the fans have some biases. But for whatever reason, the WWE have not put over a lot of black men. And there's not a lot of black men in the WWE in the first place, historically. So it's understandable. A lot of people haven't got over. But a lot of black dudes have never got that push. The only role they ever got is comedic relief. You know what I'm saying? Either comedic relief or you can go be crime time. Hippity hoppity. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be Titus O'Neil and what was the gay dude name that was with him? A joke. Mark Henry got a nice little push for a little bit. I give him that. Ron Simmons and the Nation, they were straight. But these men wasn't getting titles put on them. And if we're going to be honest, Kofi won the belt because like 10 niggas got injured. Like 10 people got injured, and then they put the belt on Kofi. Then Bobby deserved to have the belt a long time ago. Bobby got the build, the temperament. Bobby is that's a real champion. Bobby and Big E them really only got the belt because of COVID and the Black Lives Matter movement was going on. It was cool. It was popular to be black and give black people the opportunity and accolades because of Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to speak on that though, are we? We're not going to speak on the fact that them men was winning championships in the COVID situation when fans weren't even in the building, and we had a lot of black people getting the push in media at the moment because of the whole Black Lives Matter situation. Let's just be honest about it. And ever since Vince McMahon, because of his case, had to step down and Triple H took over, all the black people that was on the top have went back down to the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? Montez Ford should be in competition for U.S. titles and intercontinental titles. He shouldn't be stuck in the tag team. And then even his tag team, they ain't had the belt for 4 years. They just got it back today. Now I understand that you had the whole bloodline storyline and things like that was ball hogging and the championship. Montez Ford and them are talented, very athletic people. The thing with the NXT is right now, because you brought that up, Shawn Michaels is over NXT, not Triple H. And NXT is a much more younger, athletic, you know what I'm saying, format. So who is going to excel in athleticism? Of course, the black wrestlers in NXT are going to excel and rise to the top. They the most athletic people on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Shawn doesn't seem to be Triple H because for whatever reason, I don't know. Triple H do seem to be that way. I remember back in the day when they snubbed you when you were supposed to get the WWE Championship, and then they had Triple H squash you like you wasn't even competition for Triple H. And you was on his level. Really disrespected you in a racist way, and I get that's wrestling gimmick, you know, to go racial and things like that, so I get that. But still, I even remember years later when you was an announcer and y'all had an incident with Triple H and you, and Triple H was like, you just a help. The only thing you good for is dancing and making us laugh. Now I get it might have been WWE might have been driving for that commentary to come out, but like what he said is like, that's how they treated black wrestlers over the years. And you was there, Booker. I love Booker T, man. That's one of my favorite wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? I love him. But like, if we just gonna speak truth, that's the truth. The black wrestlers really not even allowed to just be regular black dudes. Look at The Rock. The Rock couldn't get over as a Samoan. They put him in the Nation of Domination. He acted black. He got over. Then he instantly stopped being with the Nation of Domination. He was just The Rock. Now, we all know The Rock is part black, but don't most people really see him as Samoan? You know what I'm saying? And our Samoan brothers, I love my Polynesian brothers and sisters, Tongas and Samoans mostly, because that's really what I know, but they grew up around us. They act like black dudes. The Samoan brothers are allowed to either act like their culture or act like they do in the hood when they're on the WWE. The black dudes got to be comedy. They got to be, we just speaking truths. We just speaking truths. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Usos right now. Yeet. Look at yada yada. I mean, with my boy Jacob Fatu. Black dudes, just go make us laugh. You know what I'm saying? Go make us laugh. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both of you guys spoke some truth. I understand not causing too much controversy and not crying and not whining too much. I do agree with that statement because sometimes it make some people just don't want to hear that. It rub them the wrong way and they don't want to work with you. But I feel like that Swerve Strickland spoke his truth. And that may be your truth, but that's his truth. And you got mad at him for speaking his truth. And you said something and he responded. You know what I'm saying? He responded. And then you got mad at him. You took that old angry black person and we gonna march, but we don't believe in doing this. That's what you did. I'm not knocking anybody who fought for civil rights. I'm just saying it's a different day and age. You know what I'm saying? The younger generation is not going, some things they just not gonna respond to meekly and humbly. Like they gonna get up in arms about it. And Swerve was being, you know what I'm saying, mishandled in the WWE. He was. He was. It's just the truth of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, some of them guys have talent and they leave them down there in NXT too long. It just is what it is. That's my opinion on that, man. I just felt like he shouldn't have went there. Booker probably should have left it alone when it first came out or spoke lightly because there's a lot of truth in it. I mean, look at John Cena. John Cena came out as a white boy that acted black. You know what I'm saying? The white rapper. He was the excuse my French, a wigger. And he was cool for that. And then once he got all the way over, he left that alone and he became the military dude, come out, salute the military. But John Cena was allowed to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, R-Truth came behind him and they made R-Truth act like he was mimicking John Cena, but R-Truth had to be comedy all the time. And he's good at being a comedic relief. He's good at that. So I ain't knocking it. But what major belts have R-Truth ever had? He's just a joke. It's truth in the pudding, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, Booker. You attacked that boy first. And I'm going to stand on that. Junior.